Jimmy, and former President Donald Trump's legal team presenting its case in the ongoing New York civil fraud trial. His attorney, Alina Habba, hinting that she will be filing a mistrial, quote, very soon. More on that in just a second. Let's bring in Jonathan Turley, constitutional law attorney and a Fox News contributor. So Professor Donald Trump Jr. was back on the stand today, this time testifying on behalf of the defense. Judge Engoron said, welcome back. Donald Trump Jr. responded, if he said it's good to be, he said, I would say it's good to be here, but I'm afraid that the Attorney General would sue me for perjury. A little sardonic wit there, but it does kind of demonstrate what he believes is the bias against him and his family.
Well, it's a view that is shared by millions of people, and there's some support for it. You know, I think there is evidence that some property was overvalued. That is a very common problem in New York real estate. It's a common practice. The question is why the Attorney General has opted for this nuclear option to go for hundreds of millions of dollars, bar Trump from doing business in New York. And the answer is she ran on these types of pledges. That's why she's there. You know, you watch these proceedings, and she's right there in the background, just beaming with pride, as if she's at the spot of a thrill kill. And that's what it is. You know, she promised that she would bag Trump and his family. She didn't say what she would do it on. And this is really the result. They're using a New York law that is virtually unique. It does not require that anyone lost money. It does not require that any business is a victim. It just allows the Attorney General to go after these oversized penalties against someone who is obviously very unpopular in New York City.
So Judge Engoron has already determined that the Trumps are guilty. Listen to what Donald Trump Jr. said when he was taking the stand for the as a prosecution witness last week. Listen here.
For even having a day in court, I'm apparently guilty of fraud for relying on my accountants to do, wait for it, accounting.
So the defense team is trying to limit the damage here. As you said, she's going for $250 million and making sure that Trump can't ever do business in New York City. What's the defense's strategy here to try to limit the damage, to try to gather enough evidence that they could go to the appellate court? Alina Habba has said, hey, maybe mistrial here as well.
Well, I'm not too sure about a mistrial option here, but you could win on either extreme, right? If the judge goes and bars him from New York and imposes hundreds of millions of dollars in damages, it's going to raise serious questions on appeal. Otherwise, if the judge yields to some of this evidence and reduces those damages, then the Trump family can continue to do business in New York. In some ways, you can't blame Trump Jr. from feeling like this is a play that is continuing after the audience has already left. I mean, that you know, the judge has already said that the Trump Corporation is guilty of fraud. And so the only effort here for the Trump team is to create that record for review later. And they're really hammering away at the fact that these estimates came with a disclaimer that said, don't take our word for it. Trump was well known to overvalue property. I remember when I worked with another network, we looked at one of his bank filings, and it had billions of dollars just for name recognition. The funny thing about that is that it wasn't really fraud because he was saying, that's how I got to this number. I actually think my name's worth billions of dollars. So this case sort of grows out of that. That is the practice in New York. And also the fact that none of the banks complained. None of them lost money. No one lost money.
And the bottom line with real estate, I mean, the bottom line with anything, particularly with a celebrity name attached to it is worth whatever anyone is willing to pay for it. Jonathan Turley, always good to see you. Thank you.
Thanks, John.
Hi, everyone. I'm Brian Kilmeade. I want you to do me a favor. I want you to click to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page. This is the only way that I know for sure that you're not going to miss any great commentary, any great news bites, any great interviews coming your way on Fox. You can get it all here on YouTube. So subscribe right now.